Dude, I can see all of your tendons. What the hell?
So tired.
Look at that. Watch.
Go translate.
Look, actually 4 of them.
TVs and VCRs, that's all we have.
What the fuck? I can't do that. I can see all 4 of his tendons. That's awesome.
Tendonitis.
That's crazy. There's pop.
This is when I was your age, when I first moved out here.
Look at him just standing up.
I've
Never seen
club
that.
in Ontario.
What are you talking about?
His tendons.
All we did is live, breathe, arm wrestling.
That's crazy.
Where you going?
Different.
No.
You can't see mine. I've only got one fucking.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Ah, that's why I'm weak.
All of them.
I've only got one. If I had 3, I'd have 3 times the strength.
All right, we're gonna do double kings, JW.
And Shirley, who was also world champion.
See how he is? That's
So we had, like,
true technique.
really good.
That is the forgotten technique.
And all this stuff was, we had a guy named Lance Zine.
That's called the
Physical
bane of
therapist,
all techniques.
Doctor.
See, Spenny's just
Arm
helpless.
wrestling, and he said, well, we should
It's genius.
He's your emotional support counselor. See, Smitty, he's helpless. Like a deer that's broken all its legs.
What's up, guys? It's day 141. The clip I just played was from a little bit ago in Vancouver with Spencer Doucette. And is this I think it's recording. Yeah, that was just, I thought it was really funny when I did it, and the video was hilarious too. And I just, like, it's one of the, I think, best BM moves I've ever pulled off in arm wrestling. But I just wanted to give some context for these next few clips, because when I pulled Spencer, that was the second day of pulling in a row, and so was it for me today. So I was pulling with Darren, and I started doing a similar thing, and then it reminded me, and then I was like wondering if I could do it to Darren, so I started like squatting under the table, see if I can hold him there. And then I was like, what if I just grabbed a chair actually, and I just sat, and I just would hold you there. I thought that would be funny, so grabbed a chair, and then I could do it, and that's kind of why this whole thing got started. But I think in a way though, it's there's some kind of logic behind it, or like a reason why it happened or occurred to me again, because it's both times it was the second day of pulling in a row, and when you're so sore and damaged, you try to find ways to pull that doesn't hurt and still feels healthy. So I'm not trying to say that this is like, you know, some new way of training that's very safe and effective at certain things, but I think if I put some more time into thinking about it, then I could probably come up with a justification. I mean, definitely, like, I could see it being a fun way to like challenge yourself. You pull someone that's a lot weaker than you, like David is pulling Machine. It's able to be, makes it able to be a good match, for example. But yeah, I mean, but also it's like, it was fun, and I was so sore that I couldn't really pull regularly that much, so it's nice to find like little fun ways to switch things up. And also, like, it's it does, like, it eliminates a lot of cheating. Like, you can't load, you can't fuck, I was gonna say something, but I don't even remember. I'm just gonna probably it's late at night, I don't wanna. Okay, so the next thing is me pulling with like a first time guy, and Bruce told me to like give him some, like, let him work a little bit, which I apparently I'm bad at, because I try to stonewall people. But I just feel like, in a way, like, I'd be happy to like try to work at an angle that's really disadvantageous for me, which has always been that like top roll, like stop, like trying to roll through their hand. But I guess I've gotten good enough at that it's like, it feels too much, I guess. But I just feel like I don't want to like give you access to enough where I'm like, you're gonna blast me and like my shoulders are hurting. I just feel like I'm first and foremost gonna keep myself safe. So I'm like not quite sure. I feel like I'm a fine like person to practice with, but if you really feel like it sucks to practice with me, then like I'm open to hear about it. But I just feel like I don't know how much more I can like give when I'm the stronger person without like me getting like too sore or like more tweaked. Um, but anyways, I've been thinking about like I've been watching a lot of Mendigas like starting like maybe last year, because before I didn't really care much about him, but then I just was like, I started to realize he's like the coolest fucking dude ever. So, and then I noticed he does a lot of flop pressing, and he even talks about it, and he's very like smart about arm wrestling. So I was thinking about it, and I guess in a way, because you would think that a flop press is, why would you flop press when you have all other options to press, for example, with your hand. But in a way, a flop press is maybe like, so in a way a flop press is maybe like the ultimate inside move, because you're relying like purely on your locks, right? Like there's nothing, like if you, in a way, like if you had your hand could go back, and that would limit, that would be the limiting factor. Flop press is just all frame. So maybe, like I was just thinking, I had been thinking about that, and then I noticed like he really has like this flow between the top row and flop press, which like not a lot of people have, or I didn't really think about it ever, of those things flowing together. But he does that a lot, where he'll like, even with John Terry, and where he'll like, control someone, beat them, and then slowly like transition to flop, and it looks good and it's really strong. So for a little bit I was like trying to like figure that out, because I never ever like pull with my wrist back, but I feel like it's just something I want to like experiment. So I was doing that, and then there's a clip of me flop pressing like a new guy, but not really pressing, because like he's new, so like it's definitely don't like flop press hard new guys, but I'm really just trying to match exactly like the pressure he's putting, so it might look kind of bad, but trust me guys, like I would not do anything that would be like too much or like hurt him. But I think it's also like, in a way, probably good training. And I was talking to him about this, where it's like, if you're new, like yes, there's a period where if you're learning, it's not fun always, but at the same time, I just think it's so annoying when people just stop and don't actually pull you, and just keep talking to you like the entire time. Because in a way, like when you're only trying to teach someone, you're never giving them real pressures. And I feel like the theory is good, but at a certain point, like you gotta feel real pressures, and really people pinning you, people really just pulling you. So I didn't want to just hold him and then keep telling him the same shit he's gonna hear for the next 6 months. So I thought probably not a lot of people will flop press the first time guy, and it's actually a good lesson to learn that you need to control sort of both lanes to arm wrestle, like outside and inside. So I think it was good. And actually this pull was before I watched Giannis Menderes, but yeah, that happened in that match too, right? And he looked very good, and there's definitely a spot where you can, like, if you've done everything correctly in terms of like the outside battle, and there's a spot where you can fall really comfortably, just sort of fill up that space. And yeah, I mean, I guess like I've never thought of a flop as a good technical option, because I just figured like you can, because I always thought like you can just match it with a better hand position. But I think like, yeah, if you've done enough work so that the other guy just couldn't, like, is not able to get any sort of like wrist control, is not able to come back into it, then it can be a very good option actually. So I'm changing my mind on that a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thanks.
So, like, you had to, like, at one point you were trying to, like, not let me do this by, like, going out yourself. Really, what you want to do is, like, what I'm trying to do is, even when I'm with my wrist back, I'm trying to make sure you can't bend your wrist all the way. Yeah. So you wanna from this beginning, if you feel I'm gonna do that, you wanna try to come in like this and then just like bend it hard, you know, at the start, so I can before I can get in there.
Oh, I see.
And then if you get stuck here, eventually this is gonna tire out, right?
Yeah.
So you wanna try to like bring your arm up, and get this somehow. So if you're pressing me like that, I'm not gonna try to come out. I'm gonna try to over. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Way better. Way better.